Hi, my name is Sean Ellis, and this is my Econ oral presentation. Moving on to slide 1. My research question is, does increasing the taxes on the rich harm or benefit lower income individuals? I think the importance of finding a good answer to this question is to see if the government should continue to implement high taxing on the rich if it's benefiting the poor. If, if it's not, the government should cease to tax the rich so high as it is not of use for the lower class individuals and therefore not necessary to be doing. Another reason for finding a good answer to this is to see if the government keeps taxing the rich, will the rich keep investing their money in society? The rich tend to be rich as a result of owning some major corporations, and also we're interested to see will they continue to employ lower class individuals if most of their money is going back to the poor anyways because the government is taking it through taxes. I'd say this is an economics question because it claims the resource that's being utilized, aka taxing the rich, and discusses how this resource should be handled by the government, as handling by the government, distributing the money collected from tax programs for lower income individuals. Moving on to slide 2, I'm going to provide an answer to my question. Taxing the rich has benefited low class individuals by providing them access to more institutions that are funded by increased tax money collected from the rich, like healthcare, income security, and public education, for examples. It benefits lower class individuals because without these funded systems, the majority of poor people would not have the disposable income to afford these programs as they would be spending their money on other more important things to them. The poverty line is said to sit around about $21,000 annual income, and most people living around that wage happen to have a family to support. After considering the likelihood that they'd have to feed a family, pay for a house or rent, pay for a car and gas, and afford many other costs, this doesn't leave much room for purchases like healthcare and private schoolings that the individuals would have to pay for if the government didn't otherwise provide it. Here's a graph to show the distribution of wealth by class. I'll go back. This graph is from, I think, 2010. Moving on to slide 3. My limitations to answer this question are that I don't have access to data directly updated from the government, so I don't know for certain how accurate my assumptions are in relation to present day data. As you can see, like in that last slide, that graph was from about 2010, so it's a little bit delayed, but other graphs that I've seen show a general trend in increasing wealth gap. Also, GDP does not necessarily measure happiness, so when determining if a person is happy and benefiting from these things, or a poor person that would be, we would not be sure besides having access to what income, reception, and spending the person is involved in. Assumptions that would need to change for my answer to be correct. I need to change the assumption that there's enough rich for taxing the poor to actually be a benefit. Like, we're assuming that there is a big enough group of people in that top income that are going to be taxed so high as to which it'll actually help the poor. Also, the money being collected is used to fund these operations. We're assuming that the government is being truthful with where they're spending this and they're not taking anything out and using it in other places. And also, the wealth gap continues to increase, allowing for more funds to be collected from the rich. We're assuming the wealth gap has been increasing over years, so we're going to assume that it will continue to be increasing, and therefore there will be more money to pump into the system. I'm very confident that my assumption is correct because there's been a good trend for some time now increasing the wage gap. And these are my sources that I used. Use econeffect.com to gain better understanding of why it is important to answer these questions and the answers to go along with it. And I use IB Times to gain more understanding of why my assumption could possibly be incorrect. And also use the OpenStax class textbook to fill in any knowledge gaps and use some graphs to help me determine my answer for this question. And that's it. Thank you.